Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, good, thank you.
I'm good. All right, so working on the film Black Panther, you've worked in so many huge movies, but Black Panther was so great. What made it so different from the other movies that you've been in?
It had a different energy in the sense that Ryan creates a very special energy and a way of working which is relaxed and chilled and fun. And although it's supposed to be an important movie, it doesn't feel like that when you're making it. You're just getting on with the work and creating the scenes and vibing off all of the great performances that the other actors are doing.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it's different because for obvious reasons it's different. For the way that we receive it, we look at the poster and go, "That's a different poster," because you don't see that all the time. But in the doing of it, it doesn't always have to feel different. Because films, there is a similarity to filmmaking. There's a continuity to how it feels to make a film, which is just a bunch of people and a camaraderie of trying to tell the story in the best way. I mean, that what makes it different is, well, partly self-evident when you look at the poster.
Yeah. All right, working with Ryan Coogler, what was that like for you guys?
I think, really good. I think we both found it delightful. Really, really nice. He gives you enough direction, doesn't give you too much. He gives you what he needs to give you. He's open to discussion. So a couple of times I remember him saying, I think, he would say ABC and I would say, yeah, but what about X, Y, Z? He'd go, yeah, okay, fine. So he's not egotistical about his. It has to be my way or nothing. Which, and of course, you'd be very foolish to do that with a bunch of experienced actors anyway. But I found him just really lovely, and he's a smart guy, but a quiet guy. Kind of, he's shy, I think, but he's pretty assured because to take this on your shoulders as your third film, that's pretty ambitious.
How did you feel being at the premiere, seeing everybody watch you guys on screen? What were your reactions like?
It was an amazing night, actually. Were you there?
Yes,
for the
I was
premiere?
there.
Wasn't it?
It
Fantastic.
was really good.
It was quite overwhelming in a way, that response. I thought it was incredible, and you don't get that all the time. You certainly don't.
Not to that level.
It was nuts, the whole thing, and it felt really appreciated, and the hard work felt appreciated, and the story connected in a way that Ryan had intended, and that was the most gratifying thing. Is it was just like all his choices, all the great choices that he'd made in the casting, in the way that people had played their roles, in the design, everything was landing, and that was very satisfying to know that it was that it was being met in exactly the right way, the way that he'd intended. So I felt very proud for him, and just really, really loved it.
Speaking about casting and roles, why did you choose that role specifically?
Me? Well, I was offered it, and I read the script, and I just thought this looks great, so this was going back to Ultron, and then when Ryan was obviously writing it for this film, he took it on to a different level, and just decided that he wanted to make Claw slightly more humorous and quirky and a bit unhinged and crazy, and that was a great great fun to play.
All right, thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. It's the world premiere of Black Panther, so stay tuned for some awesome interviews.
Civil War also, so for this one, it's I don't know, I think fans will love it. They know a lot from the comic books with Ta-Nehisi Coates kind of redoing that, and to be able to see those, little fun facts and geek facts kind of put into the movie, I think the fans will love it.
Absolutely thrilling. We've been waiting forever for this evening because we haven't seen it. As you can imagine, everything's top secret. So tonight, not only is the world anticipating, this movie, but Marvel has done it big time. They've done it as only they can, and they have spared nothing. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous, and it's going to floor you. It's everything I think that fans and audiences have been dreaming, wishing for.
Yes, and it feels like equatorial Africa in here. It's super exciting. I mean, we've all been waiting for this day for so long. I know that the cast, we feel really blessed to have the opportunity to tell the story, and people are really excited to see it. We're really excited to see it, and it all comes to an end today. Thank God.
Thank you guys for hanging out with me here at the world premiere of Black Panther. Stay tuned for more Rolling Out TV.
Congratulations on this film. I think this is, it's historical in many ways. But I just want to talk to you about the premiere last couple of days ago. You got Ryan Coogler on stage. He's calling out the cast. You got people like George Lucas. I mean, huge Hollywood stars that are in there. I mean, what's going through your mind when everybody comes to their feet and cheers for you and the cast before they've even seen the film?
To be honest with you, I couldn't see at that point. I couldn't see who was there. I couldn't see who all was there. I knew some of the names, but I was just excited about my family seeing it. To be honest with you,
yeah.
I was excited about my mom and dad being there. Excited that Ryan had brought his 50 family members, and knew Mike had his mom and dad who have always been very gracious. Lupita's mom and dad were present, and I knew Ryan had gone to Kenya and spent time with them while he was, developing what the story would be. And so to me, this was more about that, and everybody else was,
for sure.
They got to see it with us,
right?
It's
exciting, man. So when it comes to your approach, to this character T'Challa, I mean, how does it differ from the way that you've approached other roles like James Brown or Jackie Robinson, when it comes to understanding the complex behind this character?
The conflicts. There's no change in terms of conflicts. All those characters. James Brown is very conflicted.
Right.
Jackie Robinson is very conflicted.
Yep.
And I would actually say that those characters inform T'Challa, because although it's a different experience, the silence and the ability to endure opposition is very much a Jackie Robinson trait.
Right.
But also being a man and being in control and being a boss is very much a James Brown. And so I think both of those characters inform being in positions of conflict and jeopardy and tragedy. T'Challa can relate to them in a certain way, and I actually wanted that. I think you can see a little bit of although they are isolated, there's a bit of Africa that we as Americans have pulled at through our experience here. And so you should be able to look at T'Challa and say, oh yeah, he walks just like, my cousin. Him and his sister, their relationship is just like me and my sister, because that's what it is when you go to Africa. You see that there's certain things that have just transferred. And you didn't need to be there to get that particular thing, because that's just, we're still in the tribe. We're still in the family.
For sure, man. Well said, man. We look forward to a lot more of your work. We appreciate what you're doing, man. Keep it up for real.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Wakanda forever! Wakanda!